tells you. Wow. So we're going to call the meeting to order. Everyone is present. And for audience of citizens, we have Paul Kendrick, who is a scout in town and has a proposal for us that he wants to work on some cemeteries.
Yeah.
So at this time, I'd like to turn this over to Paul. And you go right ahead, bud.
Thank you. So first off, a little bit about me. I'm 17 years old. I'm a life scout from Troop 44. I'm an incoming senior. I was the senior patrol leader of my troop last year, and I want to help the community by bettering the cemeteries. So there are some main objectives of my Eagle project that I'm about to propose. So I want to repair damaged headstones, clean dirty headstones, level small lean headstones, perform general maintenance, and preserve and honor Berlin's history through my project. So my ultimate goal is to repair, clean, and or preserve 20 to 50 headstones. And yeah. So here are some pictures of some damaged headstones at Ledge Cemetery in Berlin. So the first one you can see, it just kind of snapped in half, and it's generally dirty. In the second picture, you can see that it's dirty and it's also leaning to the side. And in the third picture, you can see that the headstones are just kind of lying in shambles over there. So that's what I aim to fix. So first off, I could do some headstone reparation. So I could take epoxy and hopefully glue the headstones back together and put them upright. That way they look a lot nicer and it kind of like honors our history. Next, I could do some general cleaning. So there's this stuff called D2 biological solution. It's the cleaning solution that people at national cemeteries use. So it's trusted by national cemeteries. You just spray it on, then you use a light brush and you can clean off the headstones and make them look really nice. Next, for the smaller headstones that I can kind of like pick up, I could try to level the headstones by using topsoil, kind of like fill in the gaps around it and dig it out. That way it looks nice and even. So there are some costs associated with this project. So I spoke to my Scoutmaster's brother, who's like an expert in epoxy and stuff like that. And he recommended me the West System brand of epoxy, specifically the 105 epoxy system and the 207 hardener, along with the pumps that come in the bundle. So you can get this on Amazon for $89.99, and it may take up to 4 bundles depending on how many headstones I actually end up repairing. So the final cost might be as high as $359.96, but again, it all depends on how many headstones I have to glue together and how much epoxy it ultimately takes. As I said before, for cleaning the headstones, I'm going to be using the D2 biological solution. It costs $107.48 on Amazon for that bundle right there. And that's basically all I really need. For leveling the headstones, all you really need is a shovel and topsoil. And you can get topsoil, which is just like normal soil, for $50 or less. And I could probably get it for free since I know contractors and they could probably just dump off a load of dirt for that. So the final cost of this project for epoxy is $359.96 or less. Cleaning solution is $107.48. Topsoil is $50 or less, maybe even free. So the total will be $517.44. So I'd like to ask the committee for $520, and if additional costs come up for this project, then I can fundraise the rest of it by myself. And I'm gonna keep receipts for like everything I pay for and return all unused funds at the conclusion of my project. That's my proposal.
As far as topsoil, you're looking at Mr. Topsoil right over here. So you don't have to worry about that.
The question is, should we use topsoil or gravel underneath?
You might want to use some type
Okay, I
of
can
gravel.
use gravel as well.
Yeah.
Only because the soil's gonna end up washing away or settle again, it's gonna settle again.
That's a very good point.
And you might want to think about that also. You might want to think about stone. T-stone or 3/8 inch crushed stone. That's going to last a lot longer than dirt.
All right.
Dirt's just going to continue to settle. chances are the stones were built on some sort of, those monuments were put on some sort of a foundation. I don't know what they might be, but you might want to look at getting a supply of beach stones. I don't know if Mr. Wood could. I'll figure it out.
All right.
That's just a suggestion for me.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't really do too much research into the leveling aspect. I was mostly focusing on like the cleaning and repairing. Thank you for that.
Okay, I have a couple questions about the epoxy you're gonna use. Is that a stable epoxy? Do you know the longevity of that? How long these repairs will last? Okay, and I'm curious if you're going to record the text on the headstones before you repair them, in case anything is obscured.
Yes, I can do that.
Okay, that would definitely be something we would want
Take a
to have a
picture of it.
record,
Yeah.
a picture, and probably a text record.
I can make a presentation.
Okay.
The other thing you might want to check on that epoxy is, depending on the stone itself, it could be marble, could be brownstone.
Yeah, the brownstone I should try to avoid, because I've heard that it's really like fragile, or can't glue together.
You want to stay away from that. But some epoxies won't last at all, depending on the application it's being used for. So you might want to check this with like a monument company to see what stone the epoxy you have is going to work best on.
All right. Yeah, that's why I spoke to the my scoutmaster's brother, who like knows about epoxy. I don't really know what he like researched to get this product, but I trust what he gave me.
I would be interested to see the material safety data sheets for that product. And also regarding recording the stones, I have archival experience if you needed help sorting it out.
So I wonder if, how long you said it's a project, how long is that, what's the duration of the project? The duration of your project, how long, is it something,
It all depends. I'm hoping to be done by the end of the summer.
okay,
If, definitely by winter.
so you're talking like a couple of months?
Yeah.
Okay,
It won't be like an overnight thing.
oh, no, I didn't expect that.
And this will be just at ledge cemetery for now, right?
Yeah, for now.
When you go to start straightening some of these stones, you might want to use a bar and a fulcrum instead of a shovel.
Yeah.
You get a block of wood or something and you dig underneath it and you use it as a fulcrum. You'll be able to lift it. You won't be able to do it with a shovel. You'll break the handle with a shovel. But you get a heavy metal bar and might be able to ease it up after you dig around it, like you said.
So I was thinking about like focusing on the smaller ones.
Yes. Yeah, to get started, right?
Just on one other comment, simple green, very inexpensive,
Biodegradable.
and with a horsehair brush, starting at the bottom of the stone, some fresh water, a couple of inches, spray it on, scrub it, rinse it. Don't start at the top, start at the bottom of the stone. You want all the stuff, you want the bad stuff to wash off first. Start at the bottom, spray, scrub, rinse, go up, spray, scrub, rinse, and spray to the top.
I would also do patch tests before you start on the whole stone. Pick a small spot on the back or in an inconspicuous area and see what the product is going to look like on the stone. Make sure that it will be safe to use on each stone.
How are we gonna come up with money? I'm not sure that we can approach that.
Well, I was, the way Tony D explained it to me, that you guys were supposed to go out to get donations from other people for these projects.
Yeah, I could fundraise myself. I was just told that like I might be able to get money from you guys.
That's not what they told us, right?
Who's Tony?
Tony D is their head scoutmaster,
Oh, sorry.
Eagle Explorer. And that's what he told us, that you're supposed to go before your board, the scout board, pitch the product to them, the program, and then how are you gonna raise the money?
Alright. So
That's what we were told, because there's other explorers that wanna do projects too, and that's what, like, what's his name, that's gonna do gates.
Baldessera.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the same thing, he's gotta go out and get the vendor that's gonna give him the bricks and all that other stuff, everything, it's supposed to be, it's not supposed to cost us anything,
Okay.
but we can always help.
I'm sorry for that.
No, that's okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
Learning
I mean,
experience for everybody,
Yeah.
you know, it's their
I'm
own.
just
Yeah.
mostly looking for approval right now for this idea.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I'll get back to you tonight. After our meeting, we'll discuss it some more, and we'll let you know what we'll talk about. And I'll send you an email, how's that?
All right.
But, anybody else got any questions?
You know Caleb Julius,
Yeah, I know, Kelly.
he's going through it right now as well. Like, he finally got the packet, got all the information that's gotta be signed, there's a 3-ring binder and everything. So if you get a chance to reach out to him, he's been going through it like the last 3 months of how extensive it is.
Can you remind me the chips and plexi that you're
I
proposing?
don't know it by name, but
We can send you that email with the presentation.
Yeah, that would be great.
Well, we're excited about this,
Yeah,
as you are
definitely.
too. This will be great.
Mhm.
If you've walked through that cemetery and you've seen the damage that the storm did and then the damage that just Mother Nature did over the years, you know, and it'll be really a great thing. We're looking forward to working with you, so,
thank you so much.
all right? So you clear up those things and get back to me. And everybody knows, and we can do like a phone chat or something and approve it, and then you can get started.
All right,
How's that sound?
that sounds amazing.
All right, buddy.
Alright.
All right, well, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, Paul.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right.
And I'll get back to you tonight.
I look forward to working with you guys.
Yeah, we do too.
Thank you.
You'll find him like that. No, what a kid. No. I mean, he emailed me that this morning. I've never seen anybody put a program together like that. I go, holy shit, this kid got his shit together.
He does, that's all they do now.
Huh?
That's all
Oh, I know, they're smart, yeah.
That's all they do in school now.
This is my glue stick.
Yeah.
He said he wants to get into chemical engineering, marine biology, or,
Well,
Berlin High School.
yeah. All right, did everybody get a chance to read the meeting, minutes of the last meeting?
Yes.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to accept them as read.
Motion.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All right, old business. Steve Wood, you're up.
Public grounds report, ABC, A, B, and C. Contractor's been pretty much in consecutively, consistently throughout the whole entire year. Continue mowing, everything's going great. We've had a few smaller tree limbs and fall inside the cemeteries. We've kind of cleaned them up with conjunction with the contractor. The fence at Christian Lane should be taken down probably on Monday morning. I reached out to Willie today. He will be in probably sometime over the next couple of weeks. He already has the fence in stock to put the new fence up. Took a picture of the gate, sent him the picture of the gate as well, and he'll swap out the gate. So there goes the fencing at Christian Lane. Masonry work on Ledge Cemetery. I met out with Merrick Masonry. He looked at it. I think we decided we were probably going to move it 3 or 4 feet to the left. The only question he has is at Wilcox Cemetery. He took a lot of the iron work on himself and brought it to his company. Do you guys want him to do all the metal work, or do you guys want to take the metal work? If we take the metal work and we sub it out to somebody else, then he's got to be able to work in hand. If we give him the whole project, he takes the whole kit and caboodle at once. He'll take care of the gates and the pillars and everything. We offered some work on the ground side to do some excavation for the original foundation, for the new foundations and new buildings, done in the parks and grounds.
I would say give him the whole project on it.
Yeah, definitely.
And you don't have to
Easier.
deal with other vendors.
Okay.
And he did it for Dick's Cemetery
Yeah.
with that car accident, so.
Well, yeah, that's true, he did, but, he had to use a company in Bridgeport because nobody had a kind of spray that they put on. Powder coat that was large enough for the artists that go to Bridgeport. But that doesn't.
Ours, yeah.
No, so anybody could powder coat.
Yeah.
But I think it'd still be better to do it with one contract.
Yeah.
He didn't give you a price?
Not yet. He was waiting to hear back on what we wanted to do with the gates.
Hang on to that one.
A couple of, they gotta be straightened a little bit. That's not a big deal, and then the powder coat. Did he give you a price on the fencing at Christian Lane? Same price as the last time?
Yeah, same price as last time. He gave it to us when he gave us the original quote for the three of them, Ledge,
Yeah.
Dennison, and Christian.
That'll address that right up. My God, that was some shit.
Woody, I did notice Christian Lane, the fence line needs to be sprayed again.
He's out there today. We'll trim it and get some roundup on it. That's on us.
It's just, that is such a problem.
Especially on the crematorium side seems to be the worst.
Fencing looks nice when it's up, but boy, it's a magnet for growth and vines and
Vines, I just love it.
It's like a
Other-
forsythia tree that just wraps itself around there.
what,
It's like a forsythia bush.
Other old business, Dennison Cemetery, that tree that was hanging out there kind of fell down one Friday morning. Kind of fell down in the rain one Friday morning and got dragged out by a winch line and cut up. And it's all gone now. Thanks to Steven and what is it? The town guys.
That was Steve Stovey and the guys.
I understand.
It's a good work.
Somebody actually had to get into a pair of waders, is that?
They weren't afraid to do it either.
No, that's great stuff.
I heard the kid lost the bet. I heard the kid lost the bet. That's how he had to put the weight on. Plus he was a new guy.
Nope.
There you go.
PNG. But really looks nice on. Yesterday I went by on the flowers. They're starting. Everything's looks like it's taken on the bank and everything. So that's really going to be sharp. There's probably a couple more we should take down on the Mill Street side, but we'll wait a little
Keep on
bit.
going, you're gonna keep on
We
going.
probably could have bought a beaver cheaper.
I think there's one more tree that's gonna come down real soon.
Yeah, yeah. The one on this side of the brook. Yeah. But thank you, Stephen, for helping them guys.
I didn't do it.
It really was nice.
No, the other
I was
guys
on
did it.
vacation.
The other guys did it. The guys that were there were, they weren't afraid to work or doing it. It was easy, but.
Also, other old business, speaking of Dennison Cemetery, I spoke, myself and Mr. Benson, we have spoken to quite a few people over there. Next Wednesday is their meeting, and they're supposed to be opening up bids to have that cleaned out. Let's see what happens, but if nothing happens, if they don't get back to us, I think we should put a letter together, an official letter from the Cemetery Commission, and chronologically list how we've been trying to get something done since last year.
So this is what Kensington Fire District, right?
This is Worthington.
Oh, Worthington, yeah.
If it was Kensington, it would have been done already. So we'll give them another month, at our next meeting, we'll be in contact with them to find out exactly what happened. I spoke to Danny McEwen from Kensington Water, who said that it was going out to bid. Their meeting is next Wednesday, so hopefully we got something going there. And then we can get the fence taken care of there. And that'll be another one done for now. Anybody else have any other old business?
I think we should, begin to prepare that letter. Because I wouldn't expect anything to come out of that meeting next Wednesday then.
Well,
So we can start putting pencil.
yeah, you and I can put, you got everything written down, we can put it chronologically.
Right. March 18th was my intervention, and you were in.
I was in it probably a month or two before that.
Everybody has been ignored, and that's not going to be accepted.
No. No. Any other old business? New business? What do you think of Mr. Kendrick? And his proposal?
I think it's a great start.
I think it's a really good proposal, but I'm hesitant about that epoxy that he suggested. I don't know if that's the appropriate material to use.
Well, he said his scout, what did he say? He's an epoxy expert.
Brother-in-law.
Um,
Well, I think in our approval, I hope we give him approval, but maybe we can put some strings to that approval.
What if he bought one? He said he needed like 4 bunches.
Yeah, let's just try one
Try
first.
one first.
Yeah.
In
See how it
the meantime,
works.
I don't know.
Or maybe we can find a monument company that would sign off on, what was the gentleman's name that appeared here about a year ago? He lived on Withings Ridge.
Oh, the guy that does the brownstone.
I mean, I would prefer to speak to like a mason who is familiar with that, because I'm looking at this epoxy and what it looks like is a pouring epoxy. It's not a gluing and repair epoxy. So I'm not sure.
Well, masons don't deal with stones. I mean, they.
Maybe there's something that he's looking at.
Maybe somebody that knows the difference between marble, granite,
Yeah.
and how to repair those. So, but I think to give him the green light without some, as was stated, that just give him the green light without.
Yeah, I strongly feel that material is not appropriate for
Well,
the
what if
project,
we give him the green light to go in there and start cleaning stones
Yeah, I'm
and straightening
comfortable,
stones?
I'm comfortable with the rest of it,
How about
it's just
that?
the repairs that,
And then
yeah,
why don't you research
yeah, I will.
on epoxy?
Okay.
See what you come up with for our next meeting.
Mhm.
At least the kid came forward, like you said, you don't see that anymore. Let's get him started
Yeah,
on the
no,
clean
his
part and
Presentation
the
was
straightening
excellent,
part.
he
Yeah.
was very receptive to our concerns, I don't have any issues with him
He's
or the
gotta
rest of
clean
them.
all that stuff anyway. He's gotta
Yeah.
clean stuff that's laying on the ground.
He has to clean the stones before he can repair them anyway.
I'm surprised that he didn't know that he's supposed to go, because that was the first thing that Tony Dean told us about when we first met with the brick kid. Yep. That he has to present it to them first, they have to okay it, then they come to us and present it to us.
He seems like
So-
he seems like he'll,
He-
not gonna
Yeah.
try and check
I
into
think he had any guidance, so, you know what I
But
mean?
he looks like he's
Yeah.
wanting to go checking into it.
Yeah.
You know, he seemed very motivated just to
Mhm.
whatever it takes to get it done, you know.
What we've realized through all these Eagle Scout projects, is an Eagle Scouts project should be coming up with a packet that describes from start to finish what exactly is needed for to become an Eagle Scout, and nobody has done it. So like he is months behind where he needs to be.
Yeah.
So by the time he gets the approval he needs and writes all the documentation and sends it, gets all the signatures, he's probably 2 months away from it. Yeah.
So then should I email him tonight, tell him that he has to get approval from the board, this board, before he can start anything?
Well, you accept his project as an Eagle Scout. Now, he starts his legwork. And once he gets the approval, then he can start on our end. Because there's signatures that need to be given. He has got fundraising he needs to do. By that time, we'll give him enough time to research some two-part epoxy, what kind of stone he wants to use.
Well, let me, in addition to Reza, let me call Jack Sherry and talk Speckler and find out what to use for, what kind of epoxy they use for gluing.
I would be surprised if it's even epoxy at all, I would expect it to cause some mud or cement filler, maybe even caps. But, I mean, we'll see.
I do know that not many of them last long because
that's the thing, longevity is,
Tell the ones that have been, they try and they just break
Yeah.
off. So,
yeah.
Yeah, but there's so much new technology now with glue and all that stuff. I mean, it's cars
Exactly,
together.
exactly, it's
Yeah.
worth
It's worth looking
doing the
into.
research and,
there might be a lot of preparation that might be required, so it might
yeah.
include.
Well, that's.
So,
they're-
I mean,
Yeah.
they'll definitely need to be cleaned first, so I think worst case, we could approve him for cleaning and leveling and just not for repair.
Well, we're not gonna approve him for anything until he goes back to his.
Oh, of course, I mean,
Eagle
but,
Scout deal. I'm gonna get a hold of Tony D. Maybe he doesn't even know about this. Correct?
So what was the epoxy that he? It was something concerned-
West Systems, epoxy,
West system.
West Systems 105/207.
Thank you.
Yeah, this looks like. Epoxy. This does not look like.
But don't forget the guy that came with all the notes on the envelope. He said a lot of these, you've got to drill and pin. When you drill and pin, and then you epoxy them together, because now you actually have a dollar system.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a whole other.
That's exactly right.
So,
I give the kid credit though, I wanna try it.
yeah.
I'm not sure that he's done enough of the
Research.
Yeah,
And, you know, that's a concern I have, that I think you're right in the cleaning and the straightening of the stones.
yeah.
But when you get into fixing the stones, it's almost, that's a whole other art
Yeah,
that he, I don't know.
I don't know that he has the skills
You wanna do no harm here.
to do that, yeah. Like the D2, I'm familiar with that as a professional, that's totally an approved. We use that, it's most original. But yeah, they're.
Alright, then I'm just gonna email him and tell him, we like his proposal, but he has to get approval from the Board of Eagle Scouts.
Okay.
And for right now, you're gonna be approved for cleaning and straightening stones. Not repairing any. Is that okay?
Straightening or
Yeah.
leveling.
Mhm.
And even with the straightening of the stone, he needs to do some research as far as what kind of gravel or.
Mhm.
Well, just, or, like you said, with the brownstones, a little more brittle, he tries lifting one end of that compared to another one, breaking it again.
He did specify that he wasn't gonna touch the brownstone.
Well, anyway, I'm just saying anything for that matter.
Sure.
Just lifting up one end and
I'm not sure he understood what you were talking about, Charlie. when you suggested
Leverage.
that.
he will.
Well,
He will.
Yeah.
he will when he breaks that first shovel up.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I'm just glad he came and he's got, you
Yeah,
know, that's the first one that's really stepped forward to do anything. Besides that other kid, which I don't know where he is, but. And we also had the kid that wanted to do the shrubs. Remember you wanna go, we haven't heard from him either, I gotta call him Tony D.
That was called the shrubs.
There was a lad that we met, Steve and I met at Ledge, Wilcox, right. And he wants to go in, and you know, like the sumac is up around some of the family stones, or they planted evergreens a long time and they're all crazy and stuff, and he wanted to go in and just clean up all that stuff. We said, fine. So then Tony D was that,
He was there.
you gotta go before your board, yada, 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 and all that stuff. Never heard from him, but that was in the winter. Yeah, it was cold.
So that's what's pushing these guys away from her, is the detail that they want from them.
Whatever. Okay,
All right.
and then, any other new business?
You wanna go over the budget, or we got that paper, wrong?
That's from the last meeting.
So, did we spend all our money?
All but like $3,000.
4,000.
Yep.
Yeah. Still had that left over after the fall, the spring of the fall.
Flowers got paid for.
Yeah.
Yep, that was 4,000.
So what you have for your budget is what was submitted as the annual cemetery work that was sent to probate court and filed and everything. So that's not, this is not your budget for next year.
No, our budget for next year, you gave us that a while ago, it's $28,735. That's the same thing we had the year before. So now that it's the new year, we got the fence going at there. Should we also look into fence at Beckley? That's all trimmed out?
I don't think this is.
That's the budget, that's,
That's last year.
no, it's not, 22.
11/16/2020.
This physical year, 2021, 2022?
I thought we added $5,000 to fencing for this one.
This is last year's. As a,
I have the budget.
That's it.
I thought we added.
I thought we added 5,000 for fencing as well, and I thought it was approved.
so we're up to 33,000?
I believe so.
Then I never got a copy of the new one. I would save it. Okay, well, we'll get that. That's a motion. Yeah, it is.
33 and change.
33,735.
We're already 1 month into
They
the
went
day.
before
Let's start going.
Yeah, we just, you got
I have to skill chart.
Mine.
You want some?
I'll email it to you on my new phone.
Ah, not you. Oh, on my belly.
And we'll get to the.
So, all right, so what do we want to do for money? What do we want to spend it on? We need any more trimming anywhere? Well, we do a ledge on the back side, once we get the gates out. Or can they get in now?
They're going with the gate. Once we decide which full steam ahead, let's knock down both pillars, save what they can save, and then just drive straight in there and get a shot.
Yeah.
We don't have to go through Remco's.
We should be able to get most of it.
You need.
He's got no problem, like I said.
Don't know, but you need machete and.
Well, we'll be trimming out.
Before you get
His
this yard.
Yeah. That's why I didn't question it. Dennison, is there any more trimming to be done there? Not really, I don't think. Well, the two on the bank on the other side. On the Mill Street side, 2 hangers. They should be able to get those.
Those on state?
No, they're ours.
Okay.
They have to take a look at those anyway.
Yeah. You have a crew every day from them, right? Almost.
Yeah, Steve will have the back end.
Well, when they come to do that ugly one in the center of the park,
They were gonna do that.
no, but that's gonna be distinctive, I thought.
That's what Tomo said he was gonna do. Steve.
Oh,
Oh,
no, I'm sorry.
right? Remember they said? Because they wanted to do it that day.
I think it's gonna be pretty pricey for those colors that wedge.
It's gotta be done.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Gotta be done. Then we get the fence up. That'll work. Good.
No question.
And all three neighbors are gonna love us.
We're just gonna get rid of all that railroad trash. That's a buffers from the trash.
Yeah, but what good would it do us? People on the train will see it, but we won't. It'd be us. Yeah, maybe we can go and do some selective trimming. We can take a look at it.
Spark. Yeah, just the trash away.
Well, there's a lot of people are dumping their brush in there. The neighbors dump their brush and all that. And, you know. Get a chipper there one day, and get a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
Let's get the gate and the fence first.
Right, that's good.
So maybe we should take a look at Beckley Road, or Beckley Cemetery for fencing too, as long as it's coming to town. Meet you over here one day, we'll take a look at it. Okay. I'm just that up Bruce. That gentleman's got a nice fence on his side. He's getting got this. Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
He's pretty happy too.
Oh, yeah. And all that brush went out of there and all the trees will be happier when that fence up. Yeah, let's take a look at that. Okay, next week, that time. Okay. My wheel, we'll wheel it out. So much. I'm just gonna put it in Christian line into the boat. You got it there? Okay, we gotta talk. Okay. Any other new business? No?
Motion we adjourn.
Second anywhere? All in favor?
Aye.
And our next meeting will be 8/19. So,
Zero.
wait, it's the same important stuff.
Bye, Dana.
Bye, Dana.
Bye, Diana.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you.
Thanks for coming.